It's your boy Ota with my guest JJ. Today's episode of Game Gangsta and Caviar, we're going to talk about how schools need to implement better things for children as far as the curriculum and things they teach them, how they can monetize it instead of just taking it as a quick incentive to get up out of school. How you doing, JJ?
I'm cool.
What was your favorite subject in school?
History.
History. What was your not say like the classes, those classes you take for like half a point, half a credit. You know what I mean? Like you have like piano.
You're talking about elective?
Yeah, electives.
Woodwork and what was it? Probably gym, I guess.
Did you gym? Yeah. Did you enjoy woodwork?
I mean, I was natural, so it really.
So did you go any further with it from just learning all that?
Yeah, I made a lot of crafts and whatnot, and for family members, sold something in college, but I just wasn't too ambitious about it because I wanted to know everything. So
I get it.
I don't do anything.
So did you know that at the same time, like that's something you could have worked on to create your own like construction company or, you know, building blueprints towards?
I didn't want to, so I just liked creating things like not houses, like chairs, tables, lounges, and things like that, like lamps, cutting tables, what else? Things like that. You know, a bunch of daily life things. I wasn't ever like wanted to do
one thing.
Yeah, into construction. Construction wasn't my biggest cup of tea.
Did you ever do cooking?
Yeah, I did cooking.
No, I mean, did you do it like as an elective in school?
Oh, yeah, but not in high school.
Right.
Yeah, I did that in 8th grade. But
so did you think like cooking is something you wanted to do or something you can progress with to make money instead of going to college to go to culinary school or whatever? Do you think you could have?
I mean, I'm doing that right now, but not because I did that in high school. I mean, cooking was my option, to be honest. So I have other activities that I intended on doing, fashion and things like that. I mean,
fashion, I see dashing with the pink.
But yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, cooking was my last option. Which right. I mean, that's what I'm doing right now. As you know, I'm trying to get my fucking food truck going. But yeah, I mean, I always knew I was good at cooking.
Right.
I just didn't. I don't enjoy cooking. I enjoy people eating my food,
right,
but I don't actually enjoy cooking.
Is there a certain cuisine style that you have, or
traditional? Everything about my foods have to be
traditional, being
like African cooking, like straight from the motherland. No added recipes, nothing fancy. I make the same sambusas that my grandma was teaching my mom to the T. I don't add anything like how nowadays people try to monetize things or modernize. I think that's how it's called. But I don't believe in a new change.
Right. So, but some changes are good, right? But I mean, like if you do, say for instance, your business takes off and then you get your first restaurant open up, and if you turn it to like a franchise, and sooner or later the recipe goes from actually being freshly made to just something in a bag that
and that's why I would never be freaking like even regardless of how there's a guy on in New York. I mean, his movie came out I think a couple of years back, which is kind of crazy because I had the same idea of doing it, and after that, someone was like, "Bro, like there's a guy that has the same idea as you," which is an Italian restaurant in New York, which is extremely famous now. But my ideal restaurant is that if I am going to ever open in a restaurant, is going to be 5 elderly women that are going to be in my kitchen, or 4 and 1 guy.
Because they know those recipes.
Yeah, and there's nothing that they're going to change. And it's just going to be like that. Yeah, so I'm never going to have a young girl or a young chef out of college cooking my food. I don't care how good you are. Because I don't want to take out the chance and opportunities from what you learned. So I feel like you should go use that somewhere that's gonna be useful.
Right.
My food is traditional, so there's nothing that you can do in my restaurant that's gonna be like, because you have to know everything your own. I'm not there to teach. I'm not there to tell you a recipe.
Right.
You're not gonna see an ingredients or a recipe in my restaurant. You're gonna eat it what you get served, and it's gonna be phenomenal.
Okay. I like the way you think. A lot of people, they don't think like that. I mean, they think of the faster turnover for money.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, if I could minimize the time by just getting this thing, then I could maximize my money. But like a person that comes with that same flavor and they don't get it, after a while you're gonna lose them, because that's why they come to your spot.
Exactly. It's just like freaking teriyaki restaurants and freaking Asian restaurants. They're freaking phenomenal at the freaking grand opening. 6 months later, everybody knows about them. Now that freaking soup that was taking freaking 27 minutes, and you were enjoying to wait that time because it gives you time to connect with your friends, your date, and whatnot. Now you get that freaking food in 7 minutes to freaking 12 minutes if you're lucky, and then it's not the same because everything is just already prepped and whatnot. You get what I'm saying? So it's and then after that, like you said, I'm gonna just leave it. That's what I do.
Right.
That's why I always go to new restaurants. I don't like going to restaurants that are already famous.
Okay. So like the mom and pop stores and all that, or little shops and cafes.
Yep.
Try their stuff out to see.
Yep. And then, like I said, once you get famous, I just don't come to your restaurant. Your prices go up through the roof for no damn reason.
True.
And then it's like, and like that kind of really shows you the type of effort. It's like if my freaking food was freaking $15, I was getting 120 customers a day. Now my freaking food is freaking $30 and I'm getting 300 customers a day. You're doing something wrong.
Right.
Because if you were only able to cook for 120 people and your employees were tired, now they're cooking for 300, that means that rice and pasta was serving with them for at least 6 hours prior from the shop opening.
So with that kind of mindset, if you have any kids, would you gear them towards the elementary, middle school, high school, college, or would you want them to kind of just be untraditional? Because I mean, that's kind of like what it is today. Everybody's in the rat race to go to college right after high school, because that's kind of like what's put in everybody's head. You might have a kid in high school that he's somewhere and he runs into somebody that has their own company and could hire him, and he could make money just going with that company instead of going to college. Because majority of people that do go to college, they get their certificate, they got debt, but they have the degree, but they don't have that job. Right. So then they gotta pay that debt off, but work odd jobs to try to come up with money and not really get the career they wanted. So do you think, like, if you had kids, like, would you tell them, like, follow the same step, which is elementary, middle school, high school, college, or figure the way out? Or
I mean, since I did it that way,
you went straight to college after high school?
Yep. Yeah. So
why?
Because I wanted to be the first one in my family to go to college. I wasn't the first one to get my master's degrees. Right. My sister. Right. Yeah, I got my associate, and then after that, I just gotten job offers, and then I was a nurse right after that. But the thing about college is that college builds characters, right? Mm-hmm. So for reputation, friends, and like, if you talk to someone that went to college and someone that didn't go to college, over 80% of the time, they're no two different people, but their mentality is a little bit different. Because one thing about college, depending on what type of college you go to, is that you are, like, that individual is really good at a certain environment, because by the time he was 18, he got out of, his comfort zone to do certain things in college that made him feel like, I need this. You get what I'm saying? Okay. But do I recommend college personally? No. I mean, if you don't got the money, if you don't got the family and the freaking source to back you up, then it's really not your cup of tea. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But if you go in there for a particular reason, such as medicine, psychology, doctrines, then yeah, obviously go to college. Mm-hmm. But if you're like, I'm gonna be a culinary art, or I'm gonna be a what you call like for example, like freaking people that go to freaking like I'm gonna go to college and study English, but they're white. It's like you're gonna go study your own language. It's kind of just dumb, man. It's like no, because the words and how you understand is different.
Right.
I'm like, do you not read books? Do you not understand? Like you got what I'm
maybe
saying?
they're gonna become teachers, or maybe they like grammar so much and history that they like studying it.
No, because those people are actually like if you're working in a museum, if you're gonna work
Right.
as a museum, then yes, understanding English
Right.
and the dialect of it of how far it goes back, yes. But even if you're gonna go to study a language, doing English and you speak English is just kind of dumb. Because like you're really not getting out of your comfort zone.
Right.
Like what are you gonna do if you can go? I mean, I guess you can go around the world teach kids in English, but
And then it's like you don't have to get out of your comfort zone, so you don't really have to put any real work in.
exactly,
It just looks good, but
yeah.
everybody has their different.
Teachers should get paid more though,
Definitely. Especially
more than
like,
freaking OnlyFans.
what do you have against OnlyFans and teachers? Because a lot of teachers are starting to move over to OnlyFans.
Right, but that's exactly the point. It's like the society is so not really corrupt because society always been
Backwards.
corrupt,
Backwards.
but right that because they're so underappreciated that they have to look for other income.
Right. I
You
mean,
know what I'm saying?
honestly, like I said, when I went to school, some teachers had 3 jobs at the school. You had that one teacher that did English and PE, and then sometimes they was doing something else, and you're like, man, do you ever leave? You know, or you got the teacher doing English, PE, and they're the football coach or
Yeah.
volleyball coach or whatever, and then they're driving a bus to take the kids to, you know, to games and everything. So
Right.
definitely, but I think it is a big shift now of how some of these teachers get paid or how they're received. I mean, a lot of them, I think they don't get the same respect of how we used to grow up and have relationships with them. Like, you got kids in the school that be wilding out and then the teacher's wrong. You know, at the same time, it's like, it should be the parent. You know what I mean? Like, you should teach a kid how to be respectful when they go to school. You know, if they're cussing at the teacher, hey man, especially if they spit on the teacher or throw something, if that teacher get to, you know, giving it back, you should have blamed the teacher. You should have taught your kid, you know what I mean, depend now, like, you know, the kid is like 14, teacher can't just, you know, knock them out. But I'm just saying, like, a teacher should be able to defend themselves, especially depending on how big the student is, how strong the student is. Like, they can't just sit there but, you know, the minute that things go wrong, the teacher get fired and all that stuff, and that kid is still gonna be high raised, you know what I mean?
And also, I think schools should be a choice. I don't think schools should be mandatory.
What do you mean?
Like, don't take everybody to school. You know, okay, you know how college is a choice?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like high school should be a choice. From middle school to elementary, I don't think should be a choice. I think you should understand the basic understanding of your day-to-day thing.
Right.
Like reading, writing, basic math. Like they should not be doing calculus and whatnot unless the kid is actually interested into math. So yeah, but because within that time, I don't think even 70% of people use math freaking bigger than 7th grade math.
Right.
But yeah, because what do you do through your day? I mean, you got
Unless you're doing calculus, unless you're doing like some kind of geometry or
yes, like and like you like unless like you're doing blueprints and whatnot.
Right.
And I don't know why you're going to freaking all those. It just don't make sense.
But I think also at the same time, I think it's structured to keep kids off the street and into like an institute to keep them from. Because I mean, a kid is not like, if you have the majority of kids having high school as a choice to none wanting to go, what they're gonna do with all that free time is gonna be BS.
Labor.
Maybe.
No, there's no maybe that. No, that's.
So you think that should be implemented or
Yeah.
or like okay.
Because if you're already gonna be a deadbeat, might as well start young.
Right.
So at least by the. So let's say that you go straight into 8th grade. You get done by 8th grade. You're usually what 14, and then from 8th grade you will take an assessment of whatever you actually want to do.
Right.
Because kids lose ambition by 10th grade, regardless over 90% of kids that go to school, they lose ambition by ninth grade. And the reason why that is because your freaking freshman year, you did absolutely nothing besides learn about sex, condoms, and freaking go in the freaking gym trying to freaking impress freaking high school girls. You get what I'm saying? So by your 8th grade summer, like you get out of school, you get your summer break, and then instead of actually starting high school, you will take an assessment. Within that assessment, whatever that you actually want to do, they should just throw you into that field. Like
Kind of
instead
like
of
ASVAB, kind of like an ASVAB, seeing where you're at on certain skills and strength,
no,
or skills.
I mean, not see where you
strength.
at, see what you actually want to do.
Mm.
And then within the next 2-3 years, that's what you should do. Teach that kid how to fish. Like, don't just give them the fish and be like, hey, you know, I'm teaching you. For example, like I said, like a lot of teachers don't care because they're underappreciated. So if you tell a kid at 8th grade, yo, what do you want to be? Oh, I want to be a basketball player. That's not a choice. Like, what do you want to be outside of that?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And they're like, okay, well,
Like
besides that, like, I
last
want to
thing.
do dental.
Right.
Okay, so you go to this institute. You go to that institute, the whole institute,
Right.
just simply about dental. From 9th grade to 11th grade, you got 3 years of experience, work, and then by the time you go, and then you don't need college.
Right.
Unless, like I said, but college make a lot of money.
Right.
So
And
they
then,
don't-
but that cut out their funds if that happened.
Yes, but so now do we care about the money or do we care about the kids?
I think America care about the money, or institutions care about the money more than
Yeah,
the kids.
so-
You know what I mean? So
Our morals are
it-
not in the
it-
right place.
right. I mean, it definitely would be something where they don't get that fund that they need, and it's gonna create an issue. So, but I mean, we ain't got all the answers, right?
We do, we just choose not to follow them.
Really.
I don't know who does. We lived over freaking what in this modern society, where society has been succeeding. It's been over freaking 4,000 years. We just literally started breaking apart the last freaking 60 years. Because any kid after maybe 98 is literally a retard.
What do you mean?
They're
Oh.
living. They're literally just an extra space in society. Because what kid do you know after freaking 98 that has anything to actually do for society? Nothing. Like nothing new was invented. Like nothing that was like everything was enhanced. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But anything after that, nothing that was new. Like now people like maybe they'll be like, oh yeah, TikTok is a new invention because you can do this. It's like, yeah, but phones were already invented.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like everything was like there's nothing that's whoa about. So instead of I don't know.
So you think that every person that's alive should be contributing to things
To
in society?
Yes. Otherwise you're just an
I
extra
mean,
space.
labor. I mean, labor. That that contributes to society as far as like working on the road, railroads, construction.
Right.
Instead
But
of creating, I mean, like they just
yeah, but and even that, the chances of you going into that at the age of what 16 to maybe 25 is not that high. Yeah, because that's like because majority of the people after that like they just want to chill, get a girl pregnant, leave a kid, an innocent bastard on the street. Now that guy has to go freaking live a hard life because they did because their dad is not in their life and it's no, I don't know. We're corrupt, so I guess just maintain the corruption.
well, like, comment, subscribe, or if you got some questions or have your own opinions, right there in the comment, and we'll respond to you guys. And have a good day.